Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How we doing, everyone? We've got a friend today. We've got my boy Ollie. He was scratching at me before the stream, so we'll see how long he wants to hang out for. Christy, how you doing? Ishan, welcome. Bashar, great to have you. Simone, Vogue, hello, hello. Let me know if the audio is all good. Saranova, welcome. Caribbean Kit Sunedesco, how you doing? My apologies. Whispering Brush, great to have you. Reverenze, good day, how you doing? Christy, how you doing? Shreyas, welcome. KT, Orkin, Travis, bloody legends. Yeah, Ishan, I saw that. Yeah, a lot of my messages go to like requested, so I miss a large portion of them. So if I don't reply on Instagram and stuff, it's not for any other reason than that. Articuno Arts, how you doing? All right, so today just gonna have another chilled one. Might do a quick little warm up, and then I've got my eye on this character, this figure. I want to see if we can break that down, because there's some nice foreshortening happening here, and we can sort of have some fun with that. I reckon that sounds like a good idea. Rainier, thank you so much. Great to have you. Hi, Sean. No worries. No worries. Chen KG or KJ, great to have you. All right. Let's get cracking here. We've got a seat. You guys probably can't see it, but we've got a seat for Ollie here, so you can just hang out and feel part of the stream. Maybe no, we don't have an Ollie cam. Maybe next time. All right. So what's been going on this week? What's the latest? I need to increase the size of the chat so I can actually see it. Luan Cruz from Brazil, how you doing? Oh, Travis, you have you? Oh, awesome. Well, oh, hold on. Good opportunity to give it a whirl again, hey? My outfit color combination is great. Well, thank you, Orkin. Wasn't much of a thought. I was just chilly, so I threw a jumper on. But appreciate the kind words. I want to give the old automobiles a go again. Oh, hello. Yeah, go on. Let's do that one. Boom, done. That's what we're going to play around with today. Just for a quick warm up. This page is almost... Oh, no, it's not ready to be retired just yet. We've got room. Okay. Ray, what's happening, my friend? Great to have you. Let's get situated. Oh, don't say anything just yet. But I've got Pinterest up and Photoshop's working. I'm not going to attempt it. All right, let's have some fun here. This is like a really nice color. So we reckon timer 10:52. Countdown timer 15 minutes. All right, we'll We'll give everyone a minute to settle in. We'll start in a minute. A minute count. Here we go. We'll count down until we start. All right. Count down until we get cracking with everything. All right, Pookie Bear, great to have you. It's 6:52 a.m. Bloody hell, good morning. Akayla Wen, great to have you. My volume's pretty low. Okay, so we've had some discussions about that. Some people say it's low, some people say it's fine. Can I get a consensus in chat? Because I don't want to be changing it and then someone's ear holes get blown out. That is the last thing I want to do. The music might be low, but I don't know about el microphone. I usually find it a bit low. I had to turn off the AC to hear the stream. Oh shit, alright. That just won't do. Alright, testing. I've got it. This is very sensitive. Testing. Well, I might be peaking there. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Much better? Bloody beautiful. Okay. So the timer has completed. So everyone ready for the 15-minute go around warm-up session? Let's do it. So this week I've been knocking out a whole bunch of the YouTube video. Show you some stuff a bit later. But yeah, that's been that, and getting some orders out to some people, some sculpts, finishing them off, and then also getting some plain Janes ready, some special edition ones for Lightbox. It's going to be a exclusive Lightbox only drop. The password will be available at my booth. There's like tiny little wheels here. But yeah, just been knocking out work, which has been good. Really sitting into a nice routine I've got with like I've been getting up pretty early most days, around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Straight to the gym. Get that out the way, because I feel like, at least for me, the longer that the day goes by, the harder it is to get motivated to go. So if I just knock it out in the day, then it's done. And I feel so much better. How's that? What a surprise, hey? You work out, start your day with a bit of exercise. Bless you me. And you feel pretty bloody great, and you're more productive. Funny that. I'm going to make this a hover car. Why? Because it's my stream, and that's what I feel like doing. Oh, sick, Travis. I have to check it out. Value Babe, yeah, that could be it as well, definitely. Yeah, I'm very sensitive to like, oh, I don't want to be blowing your ear holes out, but then I overcompensate the other way. But yeah, been knocking out sculpts, been knocking out painting. I made that paint. I don't know if any of you guys saw my stories. If you did, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll show you in it after this round. Made myself, like, I'm trying to find ways to like inefficiencies in my workflows with things. So that could be with video editing, with whatever really. But I was finding that paint consistency when it comes out of the airbrush is paramount, because one wrong spit of paint just ruins it. So I made myself a paint shaking gun. YouTube, it's not a gun, it's a reciprocating saw. It's not a gun, but it acts like it, but it's cool. I'll show you. Holy shit, it's Christian knee. Hey, Sean. But yeah, no, I've been looking forward to this stream. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, I will be heading to Lightbox Expo. I'd love to say hi to you in person. Down in, I think it's Pasadena. It's getting close now, which is exciting and stressing me out because I've got a lot to do before then. But what time have we got? 9:45. We're flying through this now. I might. Can we just distort? Whoa. Just do some of this, you know, like just wonkify it up with some tools. I've been diving deeper into Blender as well. I was able to, I'm hoping that, oh, Christian, you bloody legend. Mixter, you bloody legend as well. Holy shit. Did you guys like team up on that on that super chat? Hope you're doing well, Mixter. Kadian819. So jealous. I want to go to Lightbox so bad. Yeah, it'll be fun. It will be fun. But I'm hoping to make it like a yearly thing to come out to America. That'll be cool. Yeah, what was I saying? Paint consistency, yeah. Because if the paint comes out of the airbrush and it's just congealed, it's not mixed enough, that could be through the can, through the little like shaker bottles or anything. It just ruins the paint job, and then it's hours of work to like go back and strip the paint and blah 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 blah. So it's I'm quite happy with it. I saw a YouTube tutorial. I was like, all right, let's go and get a bloody reciprocating saw and make myself a paint shaker. Never thought I'd be getting excited about a paint shaker, but you know what? I'm very chuffed with it. Bashar, it's always like me to watch every Sunday, hear your vids. I binge watch, and you are very brave for the legacy you're making. The Christian knee legacy. Leg IC. What's the... Alright, we got 7 minutes. So I'm going a little bit more line worky with this one to begin with, which I don't hate. It's not as stylized as I'd kind of like it to be, but that's fine. We don't always have to go super crazy. Speaking of super, our resident blender guru, I hope he'll be proud of my efforts in Blender, because I figured out how to... People that don't understand Blender won't understand this, but it's not very hard, but I didn't realize you could do this. I was using shape keys and then adding a driver to those shape keys, and then just having multiple shape keys happening, but having them controlled by one custom value. It's pretty fucking... I was very, very happy with that. Took a little bit of googling, a little bit of chat GPTing, but we got there. There's a reason why God made me hate donuts. What are you talking about? I mean, they're not very good for you, so it's not a terrible thing. There could be worse things to hate. Five minutes 41. How are we trucking along, everyone? No pun intended. But I'm glad it happened. But yeah, today I think it's going to be very more or less line work heavy. Like we'll whip some color on this one with this character here with that pose. I want to refine some of my line work. That's what's keeping it off the ground. Don't ask how it happens, it just happens. Chris, how you doing, my friend? Kang, do you usually work with pen tablet, and do you have one with the screen on it? If so, do you the love heart, of course, blocks the rest of it. Do you prefer it more? I work with a pen tablet, but the screen's actually broken, so I'm just using it as a tablet, but I use it as a tablet quite often. Even when the screen was working. I like the screen for some things and not others. It also depends how I'm feeling on the day as well. It's like, oh, if I want to get up close and just and personal with the work, then I wouldn't mind the screen. But other times this is better, particularly if like with these streams and stuff. Instead of going down and looking up at the camera, looking at this and the it's just, I'm just here. Posture's a little bit better. You know what I mean? It's a little bit better for that kind of thing, but it's much of a muchness, really. Ishan, you have a tip to draw faster. Just reset the timer. You're a genius, Ishan. You cheeky genius. Okay. I have been itching to do some 3D stuff recently, though. I've just got to get these orders out of a few hands. Just get ahead of the workload. Then I want to add in that sort of Blender sculpting stream. I think that'll be good. Because I've been absolutely bloody itching. That 3D printer's sitting there, whispering at me every day. Alright, 241. I reckon this is fine for the sketch. It works. It is what it is. Now we're going to be using the Filthy plugin. Shout out. Links in the description. Oh no. Not this bloody notification. Hold on. We will not have any of that. Excuse me, Oliver. Alright, let's add background shape. Bam, 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 bam. Real quick, Filthy plugin, shout out. That plugin that me and my good friend Francis Lee, a bloody legend, came up with. Cool. Alright, now we've got some shapes to work within. I'm liking some of these reflections as well. So it's going to be a fun little one to play around with. Value Babe, Ben, what's your opinion on proto feather dinos? I have a lot of opinions. Can you remind me what it is? The proto feather dinos are again? I've got not a clue. Or is that what it is? Dinosaurs with... Yeah, Ishan, exactly. I have the same question. Is that like where the T-Rex has like feathers instead of just scales? Old school depiction of dinosaur art has more of the scaly reptile, but proto feathers are basically like all bird looking feathers. Aha! That's what I was gathering. My opinion. I mean, it's hard to say. I reckon the other... They can look cool. It's just hard to say how accurate they are. I'm pretty sure though, I mean as sure as someone that knows nothing about it, that the way that dinosaurs are depicted, typically they're a lot skinnier than they would be. They're a lot more like gaunt. There's not much fat on them. That was an interesting one. It was in one of the, I think it was like the Apple, that like dinosaur one with Apple TV or like the Apple streaming, whatever. How they actually made the T-Rex like they're a little bit more chunky and a little bit less like sucked in, which was interesting. Alright, now I'm just blocking out some of the lighter shapes. What time have we got? 0, 0, 0. Okay. Well, what are you going to do? Just going to knock out some of these flats. Suzuki. Get some of these darker colors. Shout out to Suzuki. Shout out to wonky looking trucks. Now let's see if we can ground this. Quite literally. With a bit of the shadow. Hamza, how How you doing? Kang, my cat does. Very good observation. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Shout out Gaussian blur. Comes in clutch very often. No, we won't worry about the blur to begin with. Let's just go back to what I was doing before with the darker colors. Here. That'll do. That'll do as well. That there. And then what we can do is we can actually come through. We can do one of two things. We can erase the glass section and then come in behind it, which I think might be the go here. Right, so now we've got a bit of a see-through something happening. Whispering brush, thank you. Ben, what do you think about making a portrait drawing contest and put the results on your YouTube? I'm looking for my 10 seconds of fame. Hamza, good. I like it, shooting your shot. I want to do more community stuff in my YouTube videos, definitely. I've just got to get a cadence down where I'm pumping them out consistently. I'd like to do even some streams with like draw overs and paint overs and that kind of thing. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. I've just got to get some consistency with pumping out quality. That's the thing. Quality YouTube videos on a consistent basis, because I think that's got to be more of my focus moving forward. Now we can start to get fancy with it. Do I want to? I want to, but I know that I'll be jumping the gun. Speaking of gun, let's leave it there for a moment. And I'm going to show you my new creation. Prashant, what's happening, my friend? Where's my timer? Give me 2 minutes or 1 minute. I'll be back. So, the problem, I've got to sit and do this. I've even got to, like, this is like plain Jane's base color. Alright, so I base color her with this. This has to be really well shaken. Any other paint that I have to use is, it has to be really well shaken. I've got to sit there, bloody shaking it. I even put it in hot water as well to like get it going. It's just a pain in the ass, right? It sounds like an infomercial. No longer. All right. So this is not a gun. This is a reciprocating saw, okay, that I have customized to hold a clamp, so I can do like big cans. And we just slide him up here, crank it down. We ready? Look at that. That is shaken to shit. That's not going to have any trouble spraying. Mwah. My new favorite toy. I'm exceptionally happy about that. Because I was going to buy something specific for it. Like there's like drill attachments and stuff, and you can buy like for the little things you can have a separate like vortexy sort of thing. I'm just like, no, fuck it. It's Sean. Adam, YouTube, my friend. I just copied a YouTube person. Whispering, it doesn't. You don't say that, you'll get me shut down. Work smarter, not harder. Exactly, Anastasia. It's like the mixing attachment for the drill to mix up big cans of paint, only scarier. I like that idea of the spinning one on the drill. But I thought that the little ball, because I put like little ball bearings, like that. It's just like a little ball bearing in the can. I put little ball bearings into my own custom mixes as well. I didn't think that they had enough like back and forth motion. It was all just like circular, so it's working great. We've had some near misses with, I didn't clamp it down tight enough and it went flying, but you live, you learn. All right, enough of these shenanigans. That's why I want to have some fun, like doing some streams in the garage, you know, painting some stuff, making some stuff, sculpting some things. That's good. That's a part of the content plan moving forward. Can go shooting across the room. Yeah, you got to be careful. I bent, like, I did like this part. I did it initially too far up and it was too flimsy and it went too fast and then just snapped. But this has been working well for the last few days, so very happy. Don't try this at home. All right, let's refresh. 15 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Mr. Awada. You cheeky bugger. Alright. Let's get some of these highlights. I think we need something behind. I quite like a bit of this background. It's just like, do we do a little version of that? I don't know, maybe. Or just like a more abstract something. Just to give it something. I don't know. Let's just explore together, shall we? Adam, would love to see a stream where you're painting traditionally. I think I saw you do it shortly once before. Yeah, I haven't done a traditional stream in a long time. Well overdue for it. if I'm honest, I've just been biting off more than I can chew recently, and things are only just starting to get back to a little bit of like I can start planning. It's where I think I've talked about before. Like I might do smaller drops, like art drops in the future, where it's not as much of a workload until maybe I get employees or something like that. But yeah, just like smaller art drops, more focused, which gives me room to, yeah, not stress out getting everything prepared. But you live, you learn. I didn't know starting out how stressful it would be. I mean, it's not stressful, it's just a lot of work, which is fine. But it's also like a lot of work that I'm learning at the same time as well. So it's not like I didn't have processes down or anything like that. I didn't have my trusty paint shaker. Let's add some of these darker bits and pieces here, then come back over the top. Just little indications of, all on the one layer, doesn't have to be anything fancy. Yeah, it is kind of like, yeah, it definitely is. It was from Back to the Future. Definitely. Prashan, you'll prep for Lightbox? Okay, let's have a look here. I think it's time. What's it time for? You know it. Merge it all down, baby. One layer. That way we can come over the top, adding some of these darker layers. Man, I'm so excited for it. Also to see it. Yeah, it'll be great to meet you, man. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. Not looking forward to the fucking 14-hour flight though, but that's an opportunity to get some work done. Uninterrupted, which would be nice. That's the plan anyway, who knows. I half want to I really can't afford this, but want to get the the Apple Vision Pro, and just clock out of reality for the flight and look like an absolute tool bag and not care because I'm in a different dimension. Oh, Prashan, from your experience of last, have you had a table before? At Lightbox? Because I have an inquiry which you might be able to help me with. I have. Did the tables come with a power, like a power outlet to plug shit into? Or is that something that you've got to pay for? Got to pay for power. At what point do you pay for that? Because I don't remember seeing anything in any of the emails. Do you do it when you're there, or is that something I should email? Okay, I got to ping. Okay, cool. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Because yeah, I don't remember seeing that in the initial sign up form thing. So I'll just email someone. You should have received an email. You normally buy in advance. All right, I've got to send an email. Damn. That's all right, because that's my plan, because I'm not going to have like a whole lot. I want to, like, I kind of want to do this while I'm there, you know, like set up a Cintiq and a screen. Just hang out and draw and do whatever. I'm also going to be, for those that are going to be doing a demo at the Proco booth, which will be cool. And I think Proco might be recording it. The Proco guys might be recording it as well, so that could be it's going to be a fun little adventure. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Right, so here all I'm doing is I'm trying to find no, nothing worse than a sneeze that doesn't go. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to find all the smaller shapes within these larger block out shapes that I've done. Pumping the saturation a little bit more than what you're probably seeing in real life, which is the fun of it. And making sure to change the colors often, or even not even just the color but the hue of things to make them more interesting. Everix Graphics, how you doing? Whispering, I do use the lasso tool a lot. It is a very, very good tool. Alright, let's give it the old flipperoo, flip it around. Julia, welcome. How you doing? Prashan, cool. Oh, maybe. I wonder how good the Wi-Fi is though. If there's a bunch of, like, could I do a stream? Do you reckon it's good enough to do a stream? I'm not even sure if I'm allowed. I should. These are probably questions I should ask before I get too ahead of myself. But that'd be cool if I could sort of bring you guys along and even go for a little bit of a walkabout the place. Okay, now we've flipped the tires around, so we've got to take this into account. So I'm going to grab where I think the planes are going to be facing upwards. Alright, I'm going to grab a little bit of this colour. Yeah, Prashant, yeah, it might not be worth it. It's even got me wanting to do some, or like attend some conventions here, which could be fun. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, it would be loud, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right, so let's check this out. So we've got the power of the screen layer mode. So we can add this in. Now I want it to be a little bit on the bluer side. All right, and then we come back and we erase it to give that kind of reflection vibe to the whole thing, you know? Oh, Procreate does stream. Interesting, okay. What time have we got? 2 minutes. Wasn't even paying attention. That's cool. I think we can also add just a hint of something over everything here. And then knock it right back. I think we can get a bit fancy with the old background as well. Just break the silhouette a little bit. No, that looks like it's coming out the back of it. Alright, I'm going to merge it all down again. Single layer. And for this last little bit, let's see what we can do just with the brush. Doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to make any sense. Just needs to be a little bit brighter, that's all. Prashant, what's your 3D tool of choice? Are you a ZBrush user, your Blender, a Blender guy? What's your go-to? That's if you're still here. ZBrush and Blender. Oh, dual wield. I like it. Would you recommend picking up ZBrush? Or can you do most things in Blender? Like, is it worth the time investment from someone that uses it a lot? Like, I guess I'm asking, it's very hard to text. Like, I don't want to take up all your time. And you just like, because I was looking at some of your work the other day and it's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Yeah, ZBrush is now on iPad. because yeah, 3D is going to become a larger part of my toolkit. I just want to see if it's worth it, because there will be a bit of a learning curve, but I think the process of subdivision, like doing like different subdivision levels to then get the higher resolution model, and then go back down to the lower resolution models to then add the UV maps and all that kind of thing, might be the way to go, or just to like wrap my head around it. There's also something about, like, I can't put my finger on it, but some of the way that ZBrush looks, there's just a niceness to it. Not even, I'm not talking about after rendering it or anything, but just like the sculpting process. I don't know. Yeah, ZBrush is a lot more smoother and nicer feeling. Learning curve might be quicker through the iPad now though. Okay. I know there's big uproars about the subscription amount and whatever. But just for out of curiosity, I might download it on the desktop and the iPad to give it a go. Because yeah, I want to start doing like full characters and stuff, because I've only ever really done like busts and things. And then to export that out to a 3D print as well is kind of the goal. The computer version sucks to learn also. It's very forgetful. Damn. So you have to keep up with it to actually gain some traction. All right, that's good heads up. Oh, you're too kind, Prashant. Yeah, I think coming at it with a goal in mind, like what do I want to make, instead of just, I want to learn ZBrush. It's like, all right, I want to make this character in ZBrush and then go from there. That might be the better way to go about it. Yapin. Yuri Yapin. My apologies. Hey Ben, what is your approach when rendering a piece? I feel like every time I'm just trying to make it photorealistic and get stuck in details. What do you focus on to make it look so real? I'll come back to that. Super. I've got something to show you, my friend. I was talking about you earlier. Check this shit out. I was very happy with it. So this is a part of the YouTube video I'm working on. So finally playing around with shape keys. Right. This isn't shape keys, but I wanted to show like how you can squash and stretch like a, let's see if we can go like to rendered mode. Squash and stretch a skull and then boom, stretch it. But these are all like the shape keys are handled by a custom. It's probably very simple, but I was very happy I got it to work with drivers. It's controlled by custom properties, so it's all one thing instead of doing them individually. I'd imagine this is how like a few animations would be made with it, but there's like, I've got the squash key and I've got the stretch key. So I spent an afternoon trying to figure that out. And I was like, oh, fucking super. So it's not really, I wouldn't even call it rigged. That's goofy. I love it. Yeah, I know. I wanted it to feel that way. So this is like, it's all just shape keys. This is just normal animation, just the head, and like everything's parented to the head. That's how I get the rotation. Then I just animate those individually, come back up, and then I just use shape keys on each of the, like let's say here, I've just used like, this is the squash key and the key 1 and key 2, but I've mapped them with a driver to custom properties. So squash key and stretch key. So then it's like I can just control, and I've done it for each individual. I know there's a better way to do it, but I was like, yeah, got it going, because animating each individual shape key would be an absolute pain in the dick. So I was like, all right, how do I get it going just with one value? So now I want to figure out how to rig stuff using things here, like moving stuff about and then rigging it. If you're interested in going a bit deeper, there's a great Blender series called Humane Rigging that basically teaches rigging. It's old 2.6, but it still applies. Legend. Let me write that down. Humane Rigging. Because yeah, now I want to add some more as I'm learning this. I think this shows that, like, when people ask like, how do you learn stuff? Like, how do you learn X, Y, Z? This is how I learn. I have a use. So this is for a YouTube video. So there's a specific use case that I'm trying to think, a thing I'm trying to achieve, figure it out. And that sticks so much more in my head than just trying to do stuff for the sake of it. But yeah, sorry. The question that I had before, I will answer because I just saw Super Pop in chat. I want that goofy slippery sound effect to be in when the skull is shaking and the, oh dude, you know it. It's going to be like, boing. So Yori Yappin. So when rendering a piece, I feel like every time I'm just trying to make it photorealistic and I get stuck in details. There's one thing that I heard, I think it was Ahmen Aldoori mention, which is a good way to put it. Try it, or even just like an exercise to do. Try, you notice I'm not like zoomed in super far in, right? I'm not trying to get super detailed with this sort of stuff. This isn't the best example of like high rendering, but I could take this as far as I want. But try it and get as far as you can at this zoom level, right? And once everything's reading as best as it can at this level, then go into the next zoom level. If you want to do it like staggered, and then once everything's reading well like this, then go in further, and then you can go in as far as you want down to the bloody pixel if you want, you know. But even going out to the extreme, does it read at this, like this far away? And then slowly moving in and in and in, and that's sort of how detailed that you'd get, if that makes sense. That's how I try not to get stuck in the details. Because you zoom in here, these are just squiggles. But it's where all these squiggles are in context of one another is where it's really like having it read, if that makes sense at all. Hopefully it does. Or I just rambled, I don't know. Artistic Spartan, how you doing? Legend, appreciate you, super. Yeah, as I dive deeper into the 3D world, I will be reaching out. How's the game coming? Have you been doing any more dev vlogs? I haven't seen any, but I haven't been looking, so that could be why. Everyone go check out Super's channel. He's doing some cool stuff. Lana, you missed a hover car, that's all. Great to have you pop in though. Hope you're doing well. This is like a true hybrid vehicle. This could be water. This could be whatever. Water capable is probably the better way to to say it. Alright, I'm noodling. My deepest apologies. Sorry, not sorry. As I continue to noodle. Alright, that'll do. That's a good little warm-up. You're yapping. Glad to hear it. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. So let's get some character stuff going, hey? This is the guy that I was looking at. I kind of want to do something with this guy as well. I was happy with how, like, this base is. There's some cool foreshortening here. We could even do some, like, effects where, like, his head's more in focus and his legs sort of go off into the distance. Who knows? For another day. Ishan, do you think it'd be a great idea to create an open world video game with your characters, like find help to sculpt and rig them out? Polygon might help. To make an open world game, that's a big task. Maybe eventually. Yeah, I got to chat to Ben again. He's a good dude. I haven't made any since the last one. I found a new job and settling in has been hectic. Fair enough. Just getting back into it now by working on some art. Awesome. I'm making some stone walls and stone bridges. That'd be very satisfying. I like that. That's cool. Other than that, my voice actress is sick, so I have to wait until she gets better and record some lines for my next video. Probably also for the game. I want to get started with sequencing everything. Awesome. Still progress is being made. That's good to hear. Okay, let's tackle this character, shall we? So I'll give you. I'm not sure if I saved this, so I'll give you a moment to screenshot this dude. I can get you some good video game devs if you want. It's tempting. All right, screenshot. You got it? Hopefully you have. If not, you can go back to the timestamp. Or I can be a gentleman and add it to the Discord. Where do I put it? Yeah, call this a challenge. There's some cool stuff in here. I had a look through it the other day. It is looking awesome, guys. Seriously. Holy shit, Travis. Good job. Nice one. Got screwed. Nice, I love it. Got some moss and foliage. It's a broken down car, I like it. And is that a gnat? There's something coming out the bonnet. Very cool. Alright. It would be cool. It would be very, very cool. I would like to wrap it up somehow. Like, I've got so many ideas. Not enough time. I think I've mentioned this before. But I would like to like combine the real world and the digital world somehow. So I've got like my real world sculpts here. Okay, so you got Plain Jane, for example. Shout out, join the early access list if you want the art drops. Plug in midstream. How dare I? Alright, but imagine her like sitting on your bookshelf. But then there's a way where I can animate her through an app or a website or something where you can actually scan her and then she kind of like comes alive. and then she's just like looking around, and then you can like flip different views, so you can get like a skull view, you can get like different like anatomy views, and that can like be a constant throughout all my sculpts that I put out. That's something that I would love to work on. It does look like buffed up Elon Musk, doesn't it? You're not wrong. But yeah, so what would be cool is if I had like a row of, or like someone like collected all my sculpts. You like put them over all of them. They could like interact with their surroundings, like have a look around. You could like flip different views. I don't know. It's hard, probably hard. It doesn't make much sense explaining it. But it's I can see it. All right, what have we got? Now, one thing I've tried to do as well with, let's make him a bit, you know what? I need some room to breathe. Give me a new canvas. Chatty on fire. How you doing? My recent post is awesome. What one's that? I haven't posted in a little while actually. But thank you. Alright, so you notice this is pretty low res, so it doesn't need to, and I think, yeah, I ruined the aspect ratio. So let's try and get that gesture down first. Bold stylized guy. Oh, the bald stylized guy. Ah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Chady. You know what I've been doing as well? I don't know if this is weird or not. It might be. But there's a YouTube channel called... oh, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like anatomy something, or human anatomy, or whatever it is. And they actually use cadavers to like show you like all the ins and outs of everything. And that's been so helpful. Actually seeing real muscle and stuff. It's kind of gross. Definitely. But it's more fascinating to me. And just seeing like a real shoulder joint and like a real knee joint and that kind of thing is pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't think I could show it on stream. I mean, it's on YouTube though, so I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to expose that to people that don't want to see it though, because it's pretty like confronting. You're like, oh shit. That's like a real person. Body World's cool for that. I have to check him out. It's a real medicine channel, right? I think so. Potentially. I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, I just went down a rabbit hole. I'm like, holy shit. Institute of Human Anatomy. Boom. The neck is huge. That's right, Ishan. We're already stylizing it. It is what it is. Bam. So it's going to look jank to begin with, but I'm trying to capture this like This kind of like, I'm also trying to be a bit looser with, I'm just trying things out with like my process. So there's the chair. Maybe the foot is there somewhere, something like that. We need to give ourselves some room. Mike Tyson stick, that's it. Just comes straight out the back of his head. It's like bam. So there's going to be some foreshortening here, right? That's why I wanted to try this, because it's a bit of a challenge. What I was saying before with the line work, trying to be looser, but also I've turned off, at least I think I have, like transfer, where it gets like really light. I want to keep it pretty heavy, so that way when I'm making strokes, it's just like, yeah, it's more confident, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. Sure. I bought a book and you judged it by its cover and you were wrong. Oh no, you were right. I almost want to like have his head turned down this way a little bit, maybe like he's kind of looking at the camera a little bit like that. So this is going to be like squashed, right? So you got the kind of the Proco bean, I guess you could say. Okay, right. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Then he's going to be on the chair. And that chair is going to give us an indication of where that horizon line is, which is fairly low. That center line. The center line is key with this sort of stuff. And then we got to think about the perspective. So we can see if we... Good thing I like to think about it, the heels. Where are they in relation to one another? That can be a good indicator for us. Seems like the kind of character you'd find in a scene of a detective film noir, definitely. Alright, time to knock it back. We've got a scaffolding, we've got a base of some sort. Maybe we give him his hair instead of have him being bald. Definitely not going for likeness here. I would choose very different shapes if I were to go for likeness. And of course, the way oversized ears are a must. Alright, so what I'm going to do is trying to find the pit of the neck here. It's a good kind of center line indicator. I've been doing a bit of anatomy study as well recently, so I'm kind of in that zone. So this would wrap back around, the scapula will be whipping around in the back there. Then you got the shoulder girdle, I think you would call it, in here. And one thing that I always tend to do, don't be me, is particularly in 3/4 views, the pecs. Alright, let's say this pec is here. And that pec's there. This shoulder shouldn't be out here. Right? I have a tendency to add the shoulders way too much. We're in 3 dimensions, so the shoulder girdle will actually be about here. Or around there about, so it will actually be behind, depending on where we're looking. Like if we simplify it here, right, we have the shoulders around here. That's going back in space. And that bone of the arm would be here, so it's like foreshortened. if you look at the ratio here, how much more there is here that you see versus this. If that makes any sense. So that's something that I'm trying to keep into account with this fella as well. Cheney, thank you. I always want to get like have a little bit of goofiness to my characters. I don't know why. So with that being said, we know that the clavicle's here. Like everything's connected. That's a beautiful thing. So we can say, okay, the clavicle's here. So that's going to be the tip of the kind of collarbone. So then the shoulder is going to pop out here-ish. The pec will wrap underneath. We can imagine that, what's it called? Rib cage. Rib cage here. Then you've got the pelvis kind of this way. So this is all crunched. If that makes sense. So there's like a yin and a yang. There's a left side, right side that we've got to always be taking into account. You get spiritual with it, man. Action Gamer 09, please show how to draw animal cartoon face using reference. I actually did a stream on that a few streams ago if you want to go check that out. So now I'm going to think about how these muscles are going to intertwine within one another. This is the fun part. So the deltoid is going to insert into the bone here. The tricep is going to be behind. The bicep is going to be like underneath all of this. All right, so this is going to be, this muscle is going to be on top. This bicep is going to be popping out here. Right, I'm keeping loose with it. And then the tricep, we can just pop that boy out, just pop, pop. How many minimum days for character design? If you could be a little bit clearer with your question, it might be a language barrier, so apologies if it is. But yeah, if you could be a little bit clearer with the question, that'd be great. Bicep, probably a little bit too big for what I'm wanting. Ishan, he asked how many days it would take to create a character. That's how long's a piece of string? That's a tricky question to answer, unfortunately. It really depends. It's an annoying answer, I know, but it really depends on a lot of factors. How in depth you want to go, how many iterations you want to do, you know. Action Gamer 09. I'm not the one to ask that because I've not been in the game industry. Unfortunately. How long is a piece of string? 42. Yeah, but it's one of those questions that it's a fair question. Definitely is a fair question, but it's hard. It's just hard to answer. See, I'm trying to think of the bones here. Yeah, it really does. Really depends. The most annoying answer in the world, but it is what it is. Now this knee here is very foreshortened. Right, we're not seeing barely any of this upper thigh, whereas here you're seeing all the upper thigh. Probably not enough length to this one based on the proportions I've got. Alright, might be time to knock it back again. I'm wondering, I'm thinking as well, maybe it'd be smart to combine streams in combined stream contexts. What am I trying to say? Do one stream where it's 2D, do this character, and then I try and sculpt them in 3D in another stream. Yeah, Lana, this is just judging by my eye at the moment, and that's why I'm not opposed to using the lasso tool to lengthen them, shorten them, you know. You start to get a feel for it. It's a little bit trickier as well when it comes to stylizing stuff, because it's not like 8 heads tall, 7 heads tall, whatever. I've always had trouble with that. I don't know if that's if you guys are the same or if you've had issues with it, but when you start judging, like you could do, say, like the proportions, and it's like, okay, cool, this character is like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 heads tall, right? It's all well and good when they're like standing straight. But as soon as you start to move the body in any direction, it kind of all goes out the window. Then you've got to think about foreshortening and stuff. I'm sure there's a way to think about it that I haven't thought about yet. But I don't know if you guys have that same issue when it's explained in that way, like the X amount of heads high. Tall. It's a good reference, I guess, but I guess you could kind of, so what's this? 1 unit. We could calculate it by the spine, maybe. So if we imagine the spine coming and connecting to the and then you go, okay, 1 is, I don't know. I've always had trouble with that. I don't know why. Mate refill. Okay, refinement time, a little bit. I don't know if I like that. That's better. KT, so many resources to learn from no matter what you're looking for. An awesome time to be alive when it comes to that. 1000%. I'm creating character every day. I keep on changing after 15 days. Now find perfect design taking a long time is bad, or is this normal process? There's nothing wrong with that process. I like the idea of iteration. Keep iterating. And then even going back to a character that you did last month and seeing from what you've learned since then, redoing that. I'm going to start doing that myself even. Because then I look on my Instagram, I'm like, oh, there are some things I would change about that. Whether it be technical things or just like design stuff. How to slow down my speed? I always start rushing when I start sketching. It'd be really just being mindful of it. Actually taking a rest. Like just taking a moment. Kind of what I'm doing now. I'm like, okay. Does this line make sense? You can really slow down from line to line and just think and assess and be like, okay, does that make sense where the jaw is, the ear, how that then curves back in space, you know? Being a lot more mindful. But I'm trying to do the opposite even with my sketching. I'm trying to loosen up as well. So it's experiment with trying a little bit slower, a little bit faster, and see what kind of how you're feeling, and be prepared to change that up throughout your career. I've already seen my whole process change so much since this time last year, you know, or even a few months ago. Lana, yeah, send some yerba over this way. I've been sleepy all day. I wish I could. Do you draw every day? No. Do I want to draw every day? Yes. But honestly, the last couple of weeks, these streams are the only time I've had opportunities to draw. Which sucks, but that's why I'm grateful for you guys just hanging out, giving me an opportunity to just focus, sit down, get some study in. This helps me just as much as hopefully this helps some of you guys. At the very least, it's just a bit of fun. Oh, that's awesome, Prashant. I'm glad. Catch you later, a Carvalho. You have a good one. Ah, you and me both, my friend. I can't wait to get it out. KT, yes. Patience is key, and being a little bit kinder to yourself as well. I used to beat myself up so much about not being able to do so, like not being able to draw it and have it look how I want it to, you know? It doesn't help anything. It doesn't help in the slightest. It just gets you more frustrated, and it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm frustrated and the drawing looks bad. You know? Easier said than done, mind you, but I'm also thinking with this course I'm working on, I need to figure out if people would be interested or not. I don't know. We're doing like a cohort kind of thing where it's like there'll be pre-recorded things for the people that just want to have the pre-recorded stuff, but actually doing a cohort of like 4 to 6 weeks where we meet up live and there's like assignments and blah blah blah, and have that like periodically throughout the year. I'll have to figure out the logistics of that, but that's what I've been thinking about. Prashant, legend. Whispering Brush. My apologies, Instagram, if I miss your questions. Caminantedenubes. This is so cool. Thanks so much. Cheers from Colombia. My pleasure. That's what I was trying to say. Thanks for popping in. No, Nate. How often do you stream? Every week. This time. What are your opinions on Bridgman methods? Have you tried it? I haven't really dove deep into Bridgman. It's something that would be fun to do. Have you gone to art school? Are you self-taught? Bit of both. Didn't go to traditional art school, but most of the stuff I've learned is through self-teaching or courses or that kind of thing. Lana, yeah, that's how I feel this week. Frustrated that drawings aren't coming out how I want. You're right, it doesn't help. It's easier to say like, oh, just don't stress about it. Oh, the amount of unfinished drawings I've done is ridiculous. But that's why I've kind of taught myself to push through. There's a time to start again, But there's also a time to like push through and figure out what was wrong, because you get more out of learning what went wrong and fixing that. Otherwise you're just going to be stuck. The proverbial you, the pejorative proverbial, one of the two. Me, I'd just get stuck in that point of, oh, this isn't looking good, start again, versus practicing working through a drawing, you know. With feet as well, I've been finding it helpful to map out the heel and the balls of the feet and how they would sit on the floor. That kind of helps a little bit. Art School of the Streets, that's right. The Art School of Hard Knocks. Ishan, you finished Bridgman. Yeah, I'm sure I could get a lot out of that. Doing a bit of Bridgman study, for sure. Now there are some wonky things going on here. Let's take a look. Let's imagine the knees here. Now there's a beautiful way that Diego Lucia does legs. Let's see if we can find one of his. Laureen, welcome back. Great to have you. Diego. Diluk. Now there is a particular way that I love how he interconnects his knees. Let's see if we can find it. Like, look at that. That's bloody beautiful. Yeah. Something along the... Yeah, so actually thinking about the hinge joint. Like that. So let's see if we can do that here. I don't want to crop. Again, while I'm here, thank you everyone for popping in. It's a highlight of my week. Coming in, hanging out. And having some chats. Action gamer. Honestly, I think you should, if you're going through some stuff, don't hesitate to reach out to someone. I'm not the one to be talking about that kind of stuff personally. But if you're not feeling too great, there is nothing wrong with going to talk to someone, you know. Lana, who is this Diego? Yeah, Diego Lucia. Go check him out. It's beautiful stuff. Actually, hopefully going to chat to him later on in the week. So here, yeah, how he does the knee and break it down. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's like interlocking shapes. Let's see if we can get that direction. So it's cylinder. Is it me or do the legs look very, very short? They do. but it's like a weird angle as well. So his body's going to look a lot smaller. Yeah, I don't know. There's some stuff. We're working through it together, Ishan. KT, let me just finagle with this leg for a moment. But that's a good question. So we've got this cylinder. Here. All right. So that is where then the kneecap will be. It's very messy, but let's clean it up a little bit. So that's kind of what's going on underneath, what I imagine is going on underneath. So then we can cover that however stylistically we want. And maybe this comes down a little bit further. See, that's where understanding a bit of anatomy helps, or even just like the base level of how things fit together. So you can reverse engineer stuff. You can be like, all right, what's not looking right here, you know? Even though it's stylized, doesn't matter. Thank you, Chady. Clothing folds. I'm looking at points of squash and stretch, right? So this is the squash part. I'm really not being too particular with the clothing folds here. Again, it's going to be practice, but I like to do this kind of shorthand, like this kind of whoop whoop, but then filling in the outside edge. You know, everything's a 3D form. So get that 3D form underneath first, I would recommend. And then start thinking about, okay, folds are going to happen here. And you can even see it on here. Some of those kind of S lines. It's like, follow that down, comes back, follows down, comes back. And it's a stylistic choice to have less through here as well. I might do a couple. You know? But think of everything, even these little squiggly lines. That's just a fold of clothing that's going to have some volume to it. Right, same here, fold of clothing. Here's another fold. And then it's just determining how descriptive you want to be with it. That makes sense? Hopefully. Teamwork does make the dream work, Ishan. Yabado, how you doing? I'm trying to become a concept artist, but I'm also learning 3D modeling as a backup. Can I actually make a living with art or even get a job with so many artists better than me? You could replace that with any industry. Should I even become a accountant with so many accountants that are way better than me? You know, should I become a fill in the blank? I think that's the wrong question to ask, because you know the answer. Yes, definitely. But when it comes to career stuff, I'm I'm all content focused, right? I'm trying to build a brand myself through content creation and that kind of stuff. I haven't really dabbled too far into the concept art realm personally. KT, pun intended.
You'll need to unlock your...
Oh, scared the living daylights out of me. Fucking Siri. No. Oh my god, my adrenaline just went through the roof. No one's meant to be home, and then a bloody woman's voice comes out of the distance. What's my heart rate? That scared the living shit out of me. Whew. Yeah, we went from like average is 60 up to 80. Ben's dog can't talk like a robot. Not as far as I know. Every company is asking more than 4 to 5 years experience. How is it possible without getting a job? How we can gain experience? I'm rejected 67 companies. Siri wanted to give career advice. You know what? Asking ChatGPT would be a good thing as well. I've been chatting to ChatGPT. It's fucking phenomenal. What I would do, okay? Look, this is what I would do. Take it with a big boulder of salt. But let's say that I wanted to work for a game company. I would research everything I can about that company, their art style, previous games, movies, whatever. Because you're trying to fill a job, right? You're not going to get hired just because you're a good artist. That's not the primary reason as from the employer's perspective. The employer is trying to solve a problem. How can you solve their problem? So I would recommend really understanding the problems that they have, how they go about solving those problems, and directing your portfolio to laser focus on the problems of any particular studio, if that makes sense. And I would highlight, this is just me, I would highlight my thought process behind the decisions that I make, even more so than the technical abilities of, say, like rendering or drawing or that kind of thing. That's still got to be at a certain caliber. But I would even reach out to those 6 or 7 companies, if you haven't already, and say, what can I do to get me in the door? Or what could I do to improve what I've already sent you? Where did it fall short? That also then gives you a goal to reach for, or something, an actionable thing to then work on, instead of just getting rejected and being like, no. It's like, damn. And then you've got nothing to work on. It's all just guesswork. That's how I would approach it. Prashan, you might have better... Prashan in chat, you might have better advice for that, but that's how I would tackle it. If I ever go for... If there's like a studio that I'd really want to work for, that's exactly what I would do. And I would post about it as well. I'm biased because I love the content game. But the amount of times that I've seen people that have liked certain posts and things that work for all these different companies, if it gets in the, like, across the eyes of the right person, it's just another way to get your foot in the door. It's being creative about how you go for the positions as well, I think. But again, big pinch of salt, but that's how I would tackle it. I'll be applying for Evelyn Studios one day. Yeah, man. Well, look, not outside of the realm of possibility. because I've got big old lofty goals. And I'm going to make them happen one way or another. Alright, knock it back. Knock it back. So we've done a lot of work on the structural side of things. I've noticed, it's something I noticed in my work. It's so annoying. Here I'm confident. Can you notice how unconfident I am in this area? So I just got to knock it back. And let's see if we can get something working. We'll go for another half hour, I reckon. And then I've got to get some other work done. Travis, you'll also be applying. Legend. Alright, let's start with this. After you watch all of Ben's videos, of course, man, you're gonna be there for a while. I think potentially I've racked up enough streams where I could maybe do like an infinity stream that's just always on. Because I've seen a few people do that now. Because there's just like, I don't know how many streams I've done. A lot. Yeah, that's what gave me the idea. I was like, huh. Now I've got to stop guessing. I'm just guessing here. I'm just noodling. Not in the like, haha, I'm noodling. It's like, no, I'm like not thinking about the strokes that I'm putting down. Kayla, when you have a good night and have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week, hopefully. You know what, I've got to say, we've got a pretty bloody cool little community we got here. Everyone's really kind. Seldom are there any dickheads, which is lovely. I'm very appreciative of that. You never know with the internet. too kind, Prashant. But yeah, no, you're right. I don't put up with it, so those people don't last long. Bullwinkle, I've been known to be a dickhead. Look, me too. But in general. Now, there's certain things that happen to the bottom of the pants depending on the... Don't even know how I'm going to say it. It flares out at different points. Bullwinkle. It was a... little hover car that we did. Already got some submissions in the Discord as well, which is wicked. Travis, looking at you. But yeah, I'm just noticing this here. Like, there's a stretch here, and this is sort of overhanging more. So we can kind of emulate that here. Maybe even more. This leg probably has to come down even more, but I don't know. Lots to do. Lots to explore. Yeah, this doesn't... Yeah, this is not long enough. Definitely. Now, feet are very tricky for me. Just means I need more practice. Catch you later, Lana. I'll tell him you say goodbye. Appreciate it, Lana. Thanks for popping in. Darmic, how you doing? Oh, he was here. Lana, Ollie was here earlier on in the stream. Action Gamer 09. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I just don't have any capacity to do any portfolio reviews, nor would I be comfortable really doing one. But hopefully what I mentioned earlier will be able to point you in the right direction. Wolby on, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, there's some... I didn't choose an easy one, did I? Well, I guess there's no point in studying stuff if it's easy, right? Alright, so I'm going to simplify the chair. I think. Damn it, when is a new art video coming out? All going well next week. That's what I'm aiming for. Give me this week to really push through, get it done. And then, so I need to get some footage shot for the videos coming after that I can work on while I'm in the US of A. So I've got a lot to do. Action Gamer Zero, keep simple is looking good in 2D, and it's also look good in 3D. Some 2D art. I'm sorry, Action Gamer. I'm not entirely sure what your question is there. Ole Bogwe Matlala. What do you find more challenging, real-world characters with dramatic lives or fantasy characters in magical worlds? Poof. I think they're about the same. I haven't done too much fantasy stuff though. So probably that. Just through lack of working on it. See that bottom lid? That bottom lid can do so much. Catch you later, Travis. Thanks for popping in, as always. No, it's like a finger. It is too, isn't it? Kaneki, how you doing? Marku, how you doing? RLSP Art, how you doing? Welcome. Oh, glad to hear it, Marku. Catch you later, Bashar. Always a pleasure. This is an XP Pen 15 Pro, I believe. So this probably isn't the best knee angle. Like, I wonder if I could swing it around just a little bit. Yeah, you're right. It's not a good reference. So I'm kind of working uphill. See, this looks fine. This is a big question mark. You can call me Ole, not Ollie. Ole. Okay, Ole. Now, thank you for the correction. If a studio needed you to keep realistic human proportions, what would you push or add to your characters, to clarify your character's personality. I guess that would come down to like whether it be props, it could be attitude, it could be the rendering style as well. Even though the proportions are one way, you can definitely have different rendering styles. But yeah, I guess that would be like, yeah, the pose, the story of the character, even the body type might be realistic proportions. But what are they doing, you know? What's their occupation? This reads a little bit more clear, just that like knee out just a tad. Coming out this way reads a little bit. We're working through this together. So this is how I'll do it. Bagger. Hi Ben, what is the purpose of doing this? One, because it's fun. And two, I'm just doing a bit of study, going back and forth between a little bit of anatomy. Like take the knee here, for example. An invention, really. Like, yeah, we've got the reference here. But we run into issues with following the reference too close. So I want to just have some fun figuring out how things would fit into one another. And yeah, just been hanging out, doing a bit of study is all. Now, if I've got to study feet, that's one thing I've really got to work on. It's always been a weakness of mine. And I'd like to just be able to draw them just boom. Without all this. I could get there. It just takes a little while. You got the heel. You got the... Oh no, it would be this way, wouldn't it? You got the toes. It'll be inside the shoe. And that inner toe is always going to be more... The inner... Yeah, your big toe is going to have that shape. So if we come here, this is what I'm trying to emulate, right? But doing that on a 3D plane, I just got to do this more. Yep. Or more. No. See, so for whatever reason, it's just tricky. It is. So this is just like the flat. It's not like the 3 dimensions of the foot. Just how the toes would sit if they were touching the floor. Something like that, right? But that's the opposite of what the direction that we're going. So let's see if we can... This is how I figure out problems. I want it to be on this plane. Heel. Here. Ball of the foot. Is it that? No, it's the other way. Yeah, that's it. Like that. And then big toe, middle toes, little toe. Then we can work that up into, let's say, the ankle is here. Alright, simplified ankle. See, I suck at feet. So there, you got the ball of the foot. Maybe a little toe. There. Middle toes. There. And then big toe. Right, something like that-ish. Not really, but just from like the 3D forms, you know? That's alright, just gotta work on it. And that's gonna wrap around underneath. I mean, this is stylized as well, so there's that we're contending with. Catch you later, Super. Anurag, do you always use references for character design? Not always. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes I'll use style reference as well, which is very helpful. Always that perspective of the leg and foot. Is difficult, I know. Diego's in chat. Yes. Doing the old construction of the knee here. And I said that the way that you do stuff, how you interlock the shapes, is bloody beautiful. Yeah, we've got to catch up sometime this week as well, if you're about the place. Oh, I wish we could. I wish we could. I'll have a coffee ready when we catch up. Rui Art Kefi, how do you get the lines so crisp and clean? I'm really thinking about the lines a lot as I'm putting them down. The crispness and cleanness can go away really quick if I just get scribbly with it. Right? So I can knock this back. And then I'm just thinking a little bit about line weight. So I need work on the feet, definitely. This is just how I would do it if I was by myself. If I'm struggling with a pose, I'd see if I can knock it back, and then okay, let's see if we can add a shoe around here. Ugh. Not my day with the feet. Remove it all. We're winging it. Yeah, but one would think with all the tools available in drawing software, it'll make you a better artist. Definitely won't. Definitely won't. Will it make you more efficient? Yes. But all that work did help just with the direction of where I wanted the foot to go. So now I can imagine the laces. Yeah, well that did help. You can imagine the feet in there. The foot inside the shoe. think what I was getting caught up with was his knee, I think, or his leg is actually aiming back. This isn't a very good reference here. So now I've actually got it moving more like this way. If you imagine like a cylinder. Still not super correct and it's a little bit stiff, but it's fine. We're just studying. Prashan, legend. You have a good night, and I certainly will. Thanks for popping in, my man. Yeah, this leg needs to be larger. Not loving it, but that happens. Let's see how his silhouette's going. I mean, this is cool. I like this. This is just not it. Not terrible. Catch you later, Ollie. I think we're in the ballpark. We're in the ballpark of something that looks okay. All right, one last go around. Here comes my favorite part. All right, while I do a final quick little pass on the line work, I'll plug it up, get the plugs out the way. So if you like this sort of stylized stuff, check the links in the description. I've got a Gumroad tutorial, 10 hours, 8 chapters. 8 hours, 10 chapters, sorry, other way around. So walk through tutorial, showing you my process, if you want to go check that out. Comes with a 40 page PDF field guide that goes along with the videos. Comes with 3D models. And it's very highly rated, if I do say so myself. You can check out the ratings. Also, if you want an opportunity to grab yourself sculpts like this one, Plain Jane, art prints, other sculpts in the future, join the early access art drop list. Links in the description, so you don't miss out, because that store is only open at certain times throughout the year for 24 or 48 hours, and as soon as they sell out, the store is closed. even if it sells out in the early access period. So it's your best bet to sign up to that. If you do want a piece from me. The Filthy plugin, the one that I've been using a lot here. Go to benablin.com, links in the description, you can grab that. Super helpful. I always use it pretty much every stream. Catch you later, Artistic. Thanks for popping in. And last but not least, I'm going to be at Lightbox. October something something to October something something. I can't remember the dates. But I'm going to be there live. Taking a long trip over to the Americas. So don't hesitate to come say hi if you want to grab a ticket. It'll be good fun. Yeah, no, I wouldn't lie on your resume, Action Gamer. I don't know, I wouldn't. Sean, she definitely did. Denver, how you doing? Ray gun. Yeah, fucking hell. I don't know if you looked into that further, but there was some fuckery behind the scenes as to how she got there in the first place. Not a bad idea. That'll be some tricky poses, definitely. I'm really not familiar with guns either, so just drawing random geometric shapes, hoping it turns out okay. Action Gamer. You're spamming just a tad. But I would take what I mentioned before. Reach back out to those companies and see if they got any feedback for you. That's what I would recommend, because then you've got a direction to go. Draw a mini caravan behind him so that the audience thinks he's a camper. Oh yeah, good idea. There we go. That's a good idea though, to give some backstory. Yeah, no, there's something about this leg in particular, something I don't like about it. But with that, I reckon we will call it a stream. Cool, bit of a challenge, right? Maybe we can add in some really quick. Appreciate it, Trevor. Welcome back. I appreciate it, KT. Yeah, there's something I'm still not happy with it, but that's alright. That's what study's for, right? We're not going for perfection, we're going for a little bit better every day. Give this guy some fun agent name. Whoa, what do we reckon? Agent Trevor Williams. Sounds about right. Ishan, what have you done? Oh, I'll have to check it out. Ah, nice one, Ishan. Good stuff. That's looking great. Really well done. Family fun. Good stuff. All right. With that, I reckon we'll call this a stream. Okay, thank you everyone. It's always a pleasure. It really means a lot, you guys popping in and accompanying me, although this didn't turn out quite as I wanted it to, and there's lots that I want to tweak with it. It's the name of the game sometimes, you know. It is what it is. All right. You have a great rest of your week. Is there anything else? No, that's it. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you for popping in. And I'll catch you in the next one. We'll end the stream with the sweet sounds of my latest toy. We need to name him my little friend. Ta-ta for now. Let's see if I can close the chat while we go on. Where is the... I've lost the thing. Toodaloo.